Yeah, we definitely do give them the respect that they deserve. They great team. You saw what they did last week against Australia. Australia, who beat us this year. That game was very close. And we have a lot of players who play in Japan, and they've been able to let us know, about the players that are playing tomorrow and the kind of players that they are. So we've done a lot of prep. We were very prepared for this game. And yeah, we want to start off our tour strong, and we don't see it as a warm-up game at all. It's a special day for all of us. Having an opportunity to put on the Springbok jersey, and excited for Zach too. For who's getting this first test tomorrow. So we want to make it special for him as well. The first thing was the one that we played as this group, because in 2015 it was completely different, different group and different mindset. But what we've learned is that we need to be who we are as South Africans. We have to dominate the game physically, and also we have to control the breakdown because they play fast rugby. And we saw when we played in the quarterfinal where it was close until that Mo try that he scored. They don't go away. They're a very fit team, and they're very well structured, and they know their system and they know who they are. So it's all about who can impose the way they play, and I think that's the most important. Also, we can't try to play like them. We are who we are, and we are good at what we do. So I think that's really important. Is who's going to stick to the game plan and enforce into the other team.
Yeah, no, Ross, it wasn't a tricky week. It was actually a normal test week for us because everyone was here since Monday morning, so we didn't miss any sessions, we didn't miss anything in our program, and like Sia said, we've prepped like we always do with any other team. We gave them their respect because you saw what happened last week when they played against Australia. They've lost by 4 points, played very well-organized team, and they've also got a good coaching staff, so we know it's going to be tough, and I know a lot of people, they always focus on their size, but for me, I look at their heart, how they play the game, how physical they climb in, and they don't stand back for anyone, So that's going to be a key thing for us. We will have to make sure that we pitch well in the game, execute our plan very well, and then I know it's going to be a tough one. They also want to win, but once again, like Sia said, we also want to have a good start for our tour. It's going to be a long tour, which is a tough one, but I think you can't ask for any better team, than Japan. They well coach team. Eddie Jones with Victor Medfield over there probably is going to teach some of the Japanese guys some Afrikaans words, So it's going to be a tricky one. But once again, like I said, I think on our side also we've got a couple of players that are playing in Japan. They understand their players very well. And then we've also went through deep into their profiles because they've got very dangerous backline players, So yeah, it's going to be a tough one. But once again, I think it's been a great week for us prep-wise. And yeah, we're ready for the game.
Asikwazi ujonga like le besithetha no coach Stick into ebalulekileyo ukuthi le match seyidlala kule weekend, because if sojonga phakathi seke sazenza ezompazamo ngelinye ixesha sijonge igame ezizayo silibale eziphambi kwethu, and sifundile kakhulu kuloo nto. iJapan ibalulekile kakhulu for thina, siqale ngabo. Ezinye siyazibona emva kaloo nto, and if ibingabalulekanga le game ngesingatreyinanga ngomvulo, because sifike ngomvulo apha saya straight etraining because besiyazi uba ibalulekile kakhulu le game.
Ukhumbule kaloku into esiyithethayo singabaqeqeshi ne-players ba igame yethu sisafuna uyidevelopha siyikhulise kakuhle, and ubonile indlela esithathe ngayo isizini yethu. Saqala kaslow kakhulu ngabe e-Ellis Park, uzukhumbule kodwa nango sasiluza against i-All Blacks Auckland, yabona. But since then I think sikwazile uzijika izinto, yabona, sakwazi uimprovisha indlela esifuna udlala ngayo noko since then. So into ebalulekileyo ukuthi we did make sure ba last 5 games to make sure that we finish strong. But eyona nto ibalulekileyo ilo mdlalo wangomso weJapan, njengoba bese sitshilo ke ba noko siyinikile imbeko yayo nayo, siyaprepare kahle zonke into sikhaluzenza irrespective of sidlala ne-All Blacks okanye sidlala ne-England, senze the same thing when it comes to i-prep zethu against ulungiselela iJapan. So wetata man kubalekile ukuthi sithi make sure ba le tour sizayiqala kahle pha kule match eJapan. I think izawukwazi usinike confidence going forward, otherwise eyona ibalulekileyo yangomso umdlalo futhi. I think, Stevie, the key thing for us is our standards, how we want to play the game as a Springbok team. And, we take pride in how we operate when it comes to set pieces, and we take pride in how we kick the game, in our kicking game, and we take pride in how we defend, So irrespective of who we're playing against, I think that's the key thing for us. We need that good foundation to be able to probably later on in the game get opportunities if you're looking for more tries. But otherwise, the focus for us in this game is to make sure that we start with a good intent and to make sure that physically we pitch up. You know, a team like Japan, if you're not at your best again, they've got players that are dangerous to punish you. You know, so the key thing for us, irrespective of the conditions, the chances that it might also rain and be wet. You know, so once again, I think the key thing for us is to make sure that we've got a good foundation when it comes to our set pieces and also playing in the right areas. That's going to be our main focus, yeah. Because of, once again, if you look back again, 2019, what these guys have achieved, you know, they've beat teams like Ireland when they're playing at home. They've beat Scotland. You know, I don't want to go too far on 2015 of what happened, you know, when they played against us. But I know one thing for sure, because of Eddie Jones is there as a coach, they will also draw inspiration from that game. They will talk about it probably the whole week. But once again, for us, it's all about what we can achieve tomorrow. So if we can start well and put them under pressure, more especially with our set pieces, I think we'll probably have a good chance to maybe get good results at the end of the day. I think once again, if you look at his record and you look at where he's been with his rugby career as a coach, you know, he's been to South Africa. He understands our DNA. He understands how we operate, you know. So he knows the right buttons to press when it comes to motivating his players, you know. And you've heard already him talking about a win in Wembley will be something special for their boys. So I know one thing for sure, with his experience, he knows the right buttons where to press. And, you know, a lot of those Japanese guys, they play for him, you know. So, yeah, once again, he's a very experienced coach, you know. And then once again, if you look around in his coaching staff, he's got so experienced guys that also understands probably some of our players. Because if you look at Gary Gold, probably has coached some of our Bulls players, coached some of the guys from the Stormers, you know, and Victor Medfield, who's played with some of the players that we've got here in our team. They actually understand our DNA. So irrespective of that, with that being said, you know we still have to make sure that we pitch up well. But again, when it comes to Eddie Jones, probably his experience and you know, when it comes to his mind games, you know, he knows what to say, he knows the buttons to press. So, but once again, we will probably have to be at our best tomorrow to win that game. For me as a coach, the first time I saw him when he was playing junior box and he was a captain, I've never doubted that he's going to go far with his career. You know, at school he's a head boy. That shows that he's got proper head over his shoulder. To be able to lead the junior box, it shows that there's something in you. So I've never doubted him since the first day I saw him with the junior box. And then when he came on in our camp, you know, and the nice thing about the environment where we are, it's guys that are helping each other. Thomas has been there helping him, you know, and as one of our experienced players, you know, and the guys around him are supportive, you know, and also I think the message that came from the coach, you know, there's not really that much pressure on him. I know it's a special moment for him and his family, but I think the boy, he's just been good this week. You know, the way he trained full out. Yes, probably he's going to make mistakes there and there, but the thing is, when it comes to his effort, what he has showed on the training fields, he's been massive for us. And I wish him all the best, and probably his family should be proud of him at that age, you know, for a tight head. Imagine how many games he'll probably play, you know, as a tight head. You know, if you look at a guy like Frans van Lerwe, since he has joined the Springbok, he was one of the specialist tight heads in the world. I see potential in Zek also, you know. So one thing that I like about him is his maturity at a young age. You know, he's got good leadership skills at a young age. That means that's something that can help him, that will take him far in his rugby career. So I'm excited to see what he can do. And also, if you look at how we've selected the team, you know, having Malcolm Marx, one of the best hookers in the world, having Oxlade, who's probably the best loose head prop in the world, you know, and the surroundings around him, I think we've got the right personnel to support him. So I know one thing for sure, for him, he doesn't have to stress tomorrow, because I know even his teammates around him, they will probably be there to support him.